What does a demon look like? Smoke, shadow, face, figure?
You know, it's funny that you should be the one to ask that, Justin. Justin and I are good friends. I know I'm trying to get it
Ouch!
St. Thomas, in his commentary on Peter Lombard's sentences, when he talks about how demons manifest, he makes the observation that they manifest in a way that's proper to the characteristics of their nature. So there's some feature, some aspects to them that's going to be pronounced or be recognizable that gives you a sense of who and what they are. So, and this is true not just of angels, but it's also true of demons. With demons, sometimes the facial features or certain things are a bit exaggerated, and sometimes it has to do with the specific choice that they have. Which basically means that every demon that manifests is different. Their personalities, because the essence of each angel is different from another. That means literally their differences in personality and who and what they are, their natures, is as different as a grasshopper is from a cow. That's how drastic their personalities are which come through in the manifestations, are much more marked and distinct than human personalities, which tend to be pretty soft in comparison. They don't have the types of exaggerated, is not quite the right word, but the more extreme characteristics. So that being said, every single one of them that manifests differently, and so you'll see them. And once in a while, after you've worked with them for a while, you can just when the sessions begin, if you've been working with the person for a while and the demon because sometimes before the session even begins, the demon's half manifested because he's irritated and tore up that he's got to sit here and take this beating. So you can just look at the person and say, okay, he's ready to go. And just by the way that they can half manifest, they can manifest by degrees. So a lot of times when they fully manifest, that's when you'll see the person, like if it's a woman, she'll change into the figure. It looks like a man. People say, well, are all demons males? Well, technically speaking, angels don't have gender. However, they do manifest as men. And the reason they manifest as men is because of the fact that it has to do with giving the impression, the image of strength, which is actually what angelic nature actually is. And so the only time that you tend to see demons manifesting as women is if they're to seduce. So as a general rule, they always appear as men. And then those characteristics, as I mentioned, can be very different. So one of the guys I've dealt with in 3 separate cases is Beelzebub, which is another name for Satan. And Satan, when he appears under Satan or Lucifer or Beelzebub, he'll appear differently. But whenever he appears under Beelzebub, it always looks the same. And which is basically the jaw becomes extended, the top of the head narrows, the eyes become bloodshot, the color of the person will instantaneously change completely red. And so that's when you see so as soon as you see that change, you just say, okay, this is who it is. But it's by varying degrees. So how they manifest is determined based upon their characteristics. So each one is a little bit different. There are times in which they'll even appear as animals and things of that sort, and that's usually to emphasize a particular aspect of the possession or something in relationship to the case, or some aspect of his personality, but that's generally how they do. So it's very different. Each one is very different.
Just a little bit to add is, while they don't have gender, there's one of 2 dispositions of the diabolical. One way to think of it is incubatory or succubatory, incubus or succubus, and it's not related to sexual behavior. So the incubus is going to be intimidating, in your face, challenging. The succubatory is going to be passive-aggressive, manipulative, under the surface. The other observation I'd like to make is that it's consistent, so the demon can't change disposition. He has the same general disposition. The other observation is that they have signature moves and looks, like Father is saying. And sometimes it's movements, sometimes it's sounds, but the manifestation is consistent. What the difference is visualize, if you will, a demon manifesting in a 20-year-old Scandinavian man or a 90-year-old Italian nun. So he's going to manifest differently, but the same, if that makes sense. So he's relegated to some extent by the corpus that he's in, by the body that he's in. So we notice that, but the signature move is the same and it's recognizable.